Hi everyone, my name is Willy, and I'm here to talk about how to learn from internships, or what I learned from an internship. I'm from Johns Creek, Georgia, and in the summer of 2014, I interned at a small startup called LiveRamp in San Francisco, California, and in the summer of 2015, I interned at Facebook. So these are sort of the polar opposites kind of company. One is a tiny, small startup. People are moving fast. If we don't build the product in the next 2 weeks, we die. On the other hand, Facebook, you have kind of a chill environment, a lot of free food, and if you don't build the product, you get fired, but the company's okay. And am I coming in and out on this, or is it good? Okay, great. So, a little bit about myself. In 1991, Ryan was there making QBasic, making Snake on QBasic. He was making a little bit faster, a little bit slower. And then maybe in 1992, he made it a little bit better. In 93, he made it a little bit better. And in 1994, I was born. and the type of coding that I was thrown into is this world where, wow, there's JavaScript. Wow, there's Python. I can immediately become useful. I started learning computer science when I was a freshman in college, and immediately I could build stuff. And people were telling me, wow, you gotta put your skills to use. You can go to this club and make a website for them. You can go to this other club and build a database for them. You can go to this club and hook up MySQL into their old database and make it a lot better. And so I was building all these cool things, and it was like all great. And the way that I coded was exactly what Ryan was saying not to do, which was I found these cool libraries. I had a problem I wanted to solve, and I went and solved the problem. But the issue with that is, when you're working through this, you don't know what you don't know. And my first thing that I learned at LiveRamp, my first summer, is it helped me to uncover the set of things that I had no idea that I didn't even know about. And I think, especially in today's environment, if there is truly something you don't know, there are a lot of resources online to search for them. And the key part of going to an internship and finding a mentor is to have someone who can tell you, you might not even realize you didn't know that there's such thing as QBasic. So receiving mentorship, there's a lot of good things about it, and mentors can give you information on the things that you don't know. And one of the most important things that I did with my mentor, I think, is watching him code and him watching me code. There's like 1,001 little things that you can do to make your life a lot easier. And if you watch someone who's been coding for 3, 4, 5 years even, you can pick those up and double your productivity. The second thing that I did to uncover the set of things that I didn't know was learn a new topic every week that was completely irrelevant to the job that I was doing. I had a problem I needed to solve, and I learned Backbone to solve that problem because the company uses Backbone. But aside from that, I spent every week and just chose one topic that I would go into on a little bit of depth outside of work and learn about. And by the time I finished learning my RESTful API the first week, by the 6th or 7th week of the internship, it was immediately useful. There's another. And then the last one, which Ryan has said greatly, read books. There's a lot of resources online, and those are great, but going through a book and going through the exercises that the book gives you a much deeper understanding of the language that you're using. And when bugs come up, you can discover them and fix them in a way that's much faster than pulling your hair out and crying. So that was LiveRamp. First summer, it helped me uncover a lot of things that I did not know. The second thing was, the second summer was Facebook, and here I learned how to communicate. Facebook, as you might imagine, is a large organization. It's 10,000, I think now it's like 12,000 employees. It grew 2,000 last year. And at these large organizations, when you're coding, we like to think about it as engineers. Ideally, we would like to think about coding as you have a problem, you solve the problem with code. But unfortunately, in the way the world works, there's a lot of internal disagreements. Code is written by people, and there's a lot of business questions just regarding how code is shipped and what code is shipped and what happens as a result. So my main project when I was at Facebook was working on deduplicating notifications. So all three of these you will see are screens from Android phones. And on Android phones, there are multiple types of Facebook apps where you can access like pictures and like stuff, where you get notifications. There's the standard Facebook, which is this middle one. There's browsers, so Chrome can get notifications, UC browser. Opera Mini, there's a large set of them, and then Facebook Lite. And Facebook Lite you can't download in the United States, but you can download in like India, and it's meant to be a lighter version of Facebook. And so the issue with this is, if you do have more than one of these things installed, or if you're using more than one of these things on Facebook, you will literally get 3 notifications for every like that happens. And so no one has really solved that at the company, and when I came, this was a project that I was tasked with. And now, no one told me, but I was a perfect person to be tasked with this project because I didn't really have any team loyalties. So underlying all of these 3, I don't know if you guys can see this in the back, underlying the 3 technologies that you guys saw are teams of people. So the browser's teams has 7 to 8 people whose jobs and lives are dependent upon the code that is shipped there. On the Facebook for Android team, there's hundreds of people who are dependent on it. On the Facebook Lite team, there are 50 people who are dependent on it. So at every review cycle, the company comes and sees, oh, Facebook Lite has been doing this well versus Facebook Lite is doing this well, it's not doing that well, so therefore we need to cut back funding or we need to cut raises, etc. Like all of these things matter. And so when you're deciding which direction a notification should go to, it affects the teams that are there. So there's a small element of disagreement internally within the company, and a lot of promises that are made that are technically better than other solutions were not chosen because of some of these internal disputes. And so I spent a lot of my time, probably even 50% of my time at Facebook, resolving these internal disputes between the product managers and data scientists and designers of different teams rather than coding. That's one. And the second thing that I learned at Facebook is, in a large organization and in the world writ large, you need to demonstrate impact in order to stand out. And so something that happens at Facebook before every single product is launched, or even after they're launched, is A/B testing. And I'm sure a lot of people know what that is. For those who might not, essentially it says, my project is launching on this day. We always hold out a small group that does not receive the new product. So, I've decided in some instances, for instance, Facebook will receive the notification instead of Facebook Lite. There will be 0.05% of Facebook's users, which translates to something like a few 100,000, I think, who will never see that product that I made. And we can track over time how well that product is helping Facebook in terms of time spent, daily active users, monthly active users. And at the end, I can point, at the end of my internship, I can point to, I, Willy Xiao, have made X or Y amount of impact, and that speaks to the individual impact that you have made in the company. So, Facebook's communication. And so this is just an overview of what I talked about. LiveRamp helps you uncover, it helped me uncover what I didn't know. And the 3 things that were helpful there were mentorship, learning concepts, reading books, and then Facebook, I learned to communicate. And all this is also on my blog, if you guys want to go look at it, willyxiao.com. Okay, and the last thing I learned is always show a deep respect for JavaScript developers. Because it's crazy stuff. And then, last thing, I graduated from Northview High School, or I went to Northview High School in 9th grade. I graduated from Westminster around this area. I graduated this year from Harvard, and thanks for listening. If you want a referral,